If you had been following my channel, you should be up by at least 60% profit by now. I mean, even if you joined in my last analysis video, you should be up by over 20% profit by now, if not more, because I remember I showed you this trade that I was entering when I was at 35% profit. And before I even got to 35% profit, I showed you that I was going to be entering into a short position. Recently, we've seen other YouTube analysts that analyze charts like this come up and say Bitcoin is going to have a reversal. I saw a couple of videos like that, like about 2-3 videos like that yesterday. Some YouTube analysts saying Bitcoin was going to rise and increase and go up in price. But unfortunately, that is not the case. And I said that is not going to be the case. I've been warning you people for about, 5-6 days now, telling you that the Bitcoin price action is actually going down and that I'm still going to remain bearish until we see a bullish reversal. You really need to be very careful who you call your mentor out there so that you don't lose your money unnecessarily if you're following mentors for your investment purposes. Okay, you really need to understand that there are cycles to Bitcoin and there are things you need to understand before just using your money to trade. Now, let us look at the chart here. I remember that I did talk about this before this whole pattern formed. I said we were going to most likely create a double pattern here. I made mention of this first shoulder we had here. I made mention of this head. And I said if prices do not get to the head of this point and we see a rejection from any of the resistance zones there, we're going to see much more move towards the downside. And that is exactly what happened. Also, I remember in my videos, my previous videos, I stated that we got a close below this double top pattern that we have here. We got that close below here, but the bulls came in and pushed the price back up. However, the close below was fully confirmed. We had a very big bodies, big bearish bodies close below this time frame. This is happening on the daily time frame. Yeah, well, we got this close below the neckline. So I don't know why some persons were still entering into long positions. Anyways, this is not financial advice. My YouTube channel is not for financial advice or whatsoever. I'm just going to give you my own personal analysis on the market and how I'm entering some of my trades. Now, if you want to be entering some of these trades with me, you want to click in the link in the description to find out more about that. Okay, we have several links in the description there for the free signal group, for the premium signal service, whichever one you prefer. Still not financial advice, but if you want to be entering these trades with me, you really need to start doing that to start making some cool cash and stop following some mentors that seldom do not even know how to properly read a chart. Now, let us get right in. I did say that we are in a 3-in-1 support zone and that some certain things need to be met before we see much more move towards the upside on the Bitcoin time frame. If you look at it right now, we are actually still moving downwards. Okay. And I said Bitcoin was poised to hit even $60,000 thereabouts. Presently, we are trading at about 61,600 thereabouts whatsoever right now as at the time of this video. But you can see that we are actually moving towards the downside. And it's very possible that we may hit the point of the support, which is at $59,600, which is the neckline, the overall neckline of this head and shoulder pattern. I'm going to draw this head and shoulder pattern again for you to see it, for you to understand why I'm still bearish on the Bitcoin time frame. Okay, I said we created a head, an initial shoulder at this point. We came to the neckline zone here. We created a head. Okay, we came down to the neckline zone at around this point. We got weak to that point. We created another shoulder here. I think this was the highest point for here. And then we came to this point. Okay. And we took the targets and we said the targets for this head and shoulder pattern. I'm going to draw it out for you again. I mean, I've drawn this several times on this channel. I'm going to draw it for you again. And we said if we break below the neckline zone, which is right here, you can see how spot on this is exactly the same as the previous one. And we actually used 3 different patterns to pick this. But on the daily time frame, we can see it's giving us almost exactly the same thing. And Bitcoin is coming to about $47,000 if we close below this neckline. we are not yet close below the neckline. The neckline again, to make it very clear to you, the neckline again is the bottom of this part here, the bottom of the monthly. Okay, if you look at it, you see that we have this red zone. We have this red zone here, and the bottom part of it is sitting at $58,968. So if I see a daily candle close below the zone, I'm going to keep my long position. However, if we get supported by the 4-hour, and we get supported by the neckline, and we're seeing some nice bullish momentum, or we see a very nice green bull buying pressure, I most likely might exit my short trade. But right now, the bears are still winning, and I'm going to continue to remain bearish on the Bitcoin time frame. And again, I'm going to say this and rub it in your face that if you had been following me, you would have been in profit by now. Now, I want us to drop into the 4-hour time frame and see what we can make from what is happening on the 4-hour time frame. Most of my followers are swing traders, and they like to trade 4-hour time frame most times. Very seldomly trade 1 hour. Sometimes I pick the 1 hour for my entries, but most times I trade the 4-hour time frame. I'm going to remove this so that it becomes clearer and the trade chart is not so congested. All right, so we are actually we picked the targets from for this my previous video, and I'm not going to go over that because I don't want this video to be too long. And we said our immediate targets for the imminent short term was about $60,108 for the Bitcoin price action, and right now we are actually closing below this head and shoulder pattern that also formed at this point. Okay, we actually kind of consolidated for a while and broke below it, got a rejection, and we are presently still in this support zone. We are still in a support zone though, so we might actually see some buyers, some bulls coming at this point, you know. But if this continues to go down straight at this point, we may actually touch the $59,672. Okay, and hopefully that neckline serves as support, because now the neckline is serving as support in a point where the end of the monthly support is also coming in the macro analytical analysis, and that should give us some bull run a little. I mean, hopefully we see a retracement from there. I'm not talking about a full-fledged bull run now, but hopefully we should see a retracement from there. And if we don't see a retracement from there and we actually close below that, Bitcoin may as well go back to 49,000, 47,000 thereabouts. And I'm going to be keeping my short position for that long. Yes. Okay. Now to the Ethereum time frame. Not much happening in the Bitcoin time frame. I predicted all of this previously, so I'm really not surprised with what is happening. But let's go to the Ethereum time frame, and the same thing that I said about Ethereum is happening. You can see this is why I did not remove some of these lines, so that you can see it's being justified or being invalidated. Okay, we took this target and we said Ethereum will most likely drop to 2,380 dollars thereabout, but so far it hasn't happened, because you know I like to really predict into the future sometimes to position myself properly in the present. Now I told you we also had that shoulder at this point because this created the neckline for us. Okay, and that is the most important thing that I'm calling your attention to in the Ethereum time frame right now. Listen carefully. We created our first shoulder here. We created the head at this point, came back to the shoulder. This red zone is our shoulder. We then created another shoulder here, unable to touch the head, which confirmed this head and shoulder pattern. Now we closed below this neckline. We got rejected when we retested the neckline of this head. We got rejected when we retested the neckline of this double top pattern. We got rejected at that point, and we saw price move all the way down. What is this telling us? If we are to take targets off of that, our price target, we've taken this target now twice. Our price target is that Ethereum may most likely dip to about $2,385. Now, the reason why actually haven't entered into a short position on Ethereum is because I wasn't so pleased with the daily candle close of this particular candle. Okay, it didn't close below the neckline zone, so to me it's still invalidated. We got the close below here. Okay, I would have loved to enter upon the retest. This is my retest. Okay, but seeing that we actually closed above this small consolidation and actually pushed above this resistance zone was why I still did not enter that short position. But if this daily candle closes like this, going to be entering into a short position on Ethereum and probably set my stop loss somewhere around this point, which is above the monthly zone, this red monthly zone that I drew here some time back. I mean, some weeks back in my YouTube channel. Before I drew all of this, everything, I carried you guys along and you were seeing as I was placing everything. All right. Now, presently, we actually created a double top pattern on this and we're actually testing the neckline. If we actually test this neckline and close below it, we most likely will see more move towards the downside. And if we don't get supported by any of these small support zones that we're having, small is the word, they are not really so strong. If we don't get supported by any of these small support zones, then I'm afraid Ethereum may actually see much more lower prices. So that is it for me today on the chart analysis for both Bitcoin and Ethereum. You know, the chart is a chart. It says what it says. I have to give you an unbiased opinion, even though I'm pro crypto and I love crypto so much. I always have to be unbiased because that's how to actually make profit and stay in profit in the crypto space. But with that being said, I want you to click a like and like this video if you enjoyed this video so far. I want you to also subscribe because it helps with the YouTube algorithm and encourages me to create more videos like this for you guys. If I'm going to be entering into the next Ethereum short, I most likely will post it across my Signal groups. For you to join my Signal group, you want to click down to look for it in the description of this video and then get started with that. You can also send me a personal message if you're interested in my Signal group via the number you're seeing on the screen right now. And I'll give you the details on how to join my Signal service. So that is it from me today. I'll see you in the next one. Take care and bye.